I am back with Dr. Dormany, and we are full-blown allergy season, I think. Are we or are we not?
Well, we're in a new season. The tree pollen season has come to an end. And what's going on now is people are beginning to be exposed to mold and soon grass pollen. Of course, every time they mow their grass, they stir up a lot of mold, and that's a big part of what's going on now.
I want to ask you something, and I had a viewer wanted me to ask you this. If you smoke, is it harder to control your allergies when you smoke?
Well, cigarette smoke has negative and beneficial effects. The nicotine itself is a vasoconstrictor, which causes blood vessels to shrink, and certain symptoms improve as a result of that phenomenon. The smoke itself is drying, and so with allergies, one of the tendencies is excess mucus production, and some people actually have an improvement in the volume of mucus production because of the dryness of the smoke, and they feel like they're getting better. But cigarette smoke is damaging, it's carcinogenic, there's no question about that, and it is extremely damaging to the lungs. It's even clear now that secondary exposure to cigarette smoke is damaging to the lungs. So people who have respiratory problems related to their lungs need to avoid cigarette smoke completely, and certainly they should not expose their children to cigarette smoke.
Sealing your house off, with air conditioning and good filters and everything, some folks seem to think that helps them a lot. Is that practical? Can you do that and live in the real world?
Well, that creates problems too. So if you seal the house, you've got to get a dehumidifier system to reduce the water in the air and therefore reduce the mold. And of course, it's going to trap other allergens in the home, like pets. And a lot of people have cats or dogs in the house, and that exposes them to the cat and dog allergens, but increases the one allergen that most everybody is allergic to, and that's the house dust mite, a microscopic insect that lives off the skin and hair that we shed and that our pets shed.
Does vacuuming help that?
It does. Anything that reduces the volume of dust exposure will help. But it has a limited effect. It's better for people with allergies to have hard surface floors and counters and furniture that's not upholstered, that has some sort of hard surface on it. The mites get into the fabrics of upholstered furniture and bedding and carpeting and reproduce, and in the process of reproduction they make a large amount of the allergen to which most of us sensitive.
Everything we've talked about can be treated.
Yes.
All of it.
Yes.
And simply to begin, the first thing to do, of course, is to call and set up an appointment to see you.
Well, you have to find out what the problem is first to have any clue as to what you ought to do to deal with it. Once you've identified the problem, then you can sort through your treatment options and choose what works best for you.
And there are many treatment options, am I right?
Yes.
With new medicine, and that's what you're practicing.
Yes.
Simply put, a few visits and you can probably ascertain where they need to go and what they need to do.
Yeah. Actually, usually at the end of the first visit, we have a pretty good idea of what we need to do, and then once we gather some information with skin testing and possibly x-rays of sinuses and chest or something, we can focus that understanding of what the problem is, and then we can find out what the most effective treatment option would be.
Folks, if you're listening at home, you don't have to suffer. Dr. Dormany can make your life better, and you can get back in the game again.
Yes.
And allergies will make you feel terrible.
Oh yes, they definitely do, and they put you at high risk of complications, especially infectious complications. You're at greater risk of picking up contagious infections and getting bacterial infections in the sinuses and in the ears, and those can cause significant problems.
Thank you, Dr. Dormany. Always good information from you. Call Dr. Dormany and go see him, and he'll make you feel better. Thank you.